I'm Brian Morgan, the ECON7150 course coordinator for this semester. Welcome to the course. I'm making this video to cover some material that we usually have to rush through in our first lecture. We'll go through it a little bit more slowly here. What we'll be talking about is the ECON7150 webpage on uq.learn. That's where you'll find all the lecture material, tutorial material, and assessment details, and some lecture recordings. Just in case you haven't found uq.learn yet, we'll start at the UQ homepage. From the UQ homepage, select Current Students and My.UQ. Go to the My UQ dashboard, and over on the left, select Learn.UQ. We'll sign on, and then we'll select ECON7150 from the Semester 1 courses. The course homepage has the announcements. You should check these regularly. This is the main way we communicate with students. What we'll do is work down the menu on the left-hand side. Next, we have the ECP, or Electronic Course Profile. You should go through this. I'll view the profile. On the first page, we have some details of the course and details of the course staff. There are my contact details there. The course aims and objectives. They're fairly straightforward. Learning resources. Here we have the details of our textbook. I recommend you get the textbook either as a hard copy or as an ebook. Moving down, one of the main pages is the learning activities, and this sets out what we were looking at, so the various lectures and the tutorials on the right. You see we have an in-class mid-semester exam in week 7. We have a mid-semester break towards the end of April, and the semester ends at the end of May. This page will give you a guide to what we'll be covering in the lectures. The next section is assessment. In 7150 we have a mid-semester exam. As I mentioned, it'll be on during the lecture time on April 11. We have 2 assignments. First due on the 29th of April and the 2nd and the 31st of May. They're worth 15% each. The mid-semester exam is worth 30%, and so the final exam is 40%. I'll post the assignments later on in the semester. There's also some information here about the assignments and the exams. Mid-semester exam will cover lectures 1 to 5. The final exam will cover lectures 6 to 12. The remaining sections deal with policies and guidelines and various things like that. Going back to Blackboard, our next item on the menu is course staff. That's just myself. I'll give you some details about the tutors in our first lecture. Course help. Here we have some information on various ways you can get help during the semester. The first item there, student support referral chart, gives you all the ways you can get help from various things from UQ, starting academic concerns, accommodation, right down to spiritual health and student administration. That's a handy reference you might like to refer to. Probably the main folder is the Learning Resources folder. Here you'll find the lecture recording. Each lecture is recorded using Echo360, and those recordings will appear in this folder about 48 hours after the lecture. And then we have our various topics there, weekly topics. What you'll find in there, we'll have the lecture notes, they'll be posted there, the lecture examples, and the tutorial material. So, a tutorial material will be posted a little after the lecture, and then at the end of the week of that tutorial, I'll post the solutions. You can find all of those materials there in the Learning Resources folder. In the assessment folder, well, there's a summary of the assessment, but you'll find the details of the 2 assignments, some information about the mid-semester exam and the final exam in this folder. We have a discussion board. It's not terribly user-friendly. I'll add another discussion board using the Piazza system that's a bit more user-friendly. My grades, is where you'll find the results of the mid-semester exam, your assignments, and the final exam. Library links, that's where you find information about various things from the library. And finally, we have consultation times, as well as lectures and tutorials. Each tutor has a consultation time. You don't need to go to the tutor who takes your tutorials. You can go to any of these sessions. If you have a problem, it's a good idea to take care of it as early as possible, and you can do that during consultation. So that usually gives you the opportunity to have a one-on-one discussion with either a tutor or myself. There's no need to make an appointment, just roll up. Here we have the various locations, so CR1 and CR2 are consult rooms 1 and 2 on level 1 of the Colin Clark building. Ravi is on level 6, and I'm in my office on level 5. To the main features of Blackboard, if we go back to our welcome, we have another website that's available for ECON7150 students. That's the math support for economics. This has very similar material to ECON7150. It's actually based on my undergraduate course, so while the material is similar, it takes the first few lectures a little bit more slowly. Here we have in learning resources, online videos. These are YouTube videos that I've prepared, and they're broken up into short modules. These modules are from 10 to 20 minutes long. If you have a problem with a particular area, this is where you might get some extra help. Going back, if we look at the first 3 lectures, we actually cover these topics in lectures 1 and 2. In Econ 7150, we cover limits in a bit more detail, and they're lecture 3. So that's the only thing missing really compared to Econ 7150. From topics 4 on here, the material is pretty well identical. So if you think you need a little bit more help with your maths or perhaps a refresher, then this website might be the thing for you. I'll put details on how to access the math support website on our Econ 7150 announcements page. So there we have a quick overview of Blackboard. We can see why everyone calls it Blackboard. That's the company that provides the software that Learn.UQ runs on.